Okay. Oh, so good.
No. Take. Okay, wait. Take them out of the pack bit. I'm like 4 then. I'm not eating all 4. Greedy bastard. No. If you want any more, I'll throw them to you. No, I don't think it'll pick that up. My microphone ran out of battery, so we're recording on an iPhone. So, sorry if it sounds like poo-poo garbage. To all 6 of you. To all 6 of you who listen. Today we are discussing our favorite genre. Michael?
Sci-fi, science fiction.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, we're doing our top 10 science fiction films because I don't want to talk about Sausage Party and nothing good is coming at the moment.
I didn't like it that much. I was so excited for Sausage Party.
Okay, moving on. So we got to Michael's 8th favorite film, and then my recorder ran out of battery. So we're gonna start with my one to switch it up. So what we're doing is I'm doing my honorable mentions, and then 10 through 5. Michael's gonna do his honorable mentions 10 through 5. I go back, do my 5 through 1. Michael does his 5 through 1, and then hey presto, we're finished. I have a few honorable mentions, probably the same amount as you had actually. I should stop saying that because everyone's gonna know we're doing this again. It's gonna sound stupid. They're different though. My honorable mentions start with Spike Jonze's Her. Have you seen this film?
I've seen Her, yeah.
No, stop eating the biscuits. It's horrible.
I love biscuits.
I didn't know you had biscuits in your
I was like, fair enough for me. I've seen it, yeah.
You're not allowed to eat anymore. Michael has 5 biscuits on the table in front of him.
They're so good.
Okay. I watched Her very recently, about a week ago, because I saw a shot on that Twitter page, One Perfect Shot. It just looked like the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
It looks brilliant.
First of all, the plot's great, the premise.
Yeah.
The guy falls in love with his kind of AI, his computer program. And it's kind of, obviously it's kind of a commentary on where we're headed as a society with everyone just looking into their phones all the time, but it's also kind of beautiful. It also kind of made me cry, so... But it's not sci-fi enough to make it onto my list, if you know what I mean. Your list, I don't think your list is done that way, but my list is kind of done with... It only consists of films that are... Sci-fi is the first word I think when I think of those films.
Okay.
So so I didn't make it for that reason. There's a couple of films on my runner-ups. The second one is Upstream Color.
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen. So this was made...
I've heard to watch it.
Yeah. This was made by a guy called Shane Carruth, who is one of my all-time favorite filmmakers. You'll see another of his films in a minute. This film is beautiful, but again, not insanely sci-fi. It is, but it's not about that. It's about the people, and it is so beautiful. And I thought it was worth mentioning because if you want to feel something, just watch that film. It'll make you feel all sorts of things. The next one is a weird one. It's called It Happens Fast. Have you ever seen this?
No.
It is a short film by...
It doesn't count.
Director Eric Striffler.
Oh. Okay.
You like him. You introduced me to him.
I did, and that's the best decision.
Yeah.
It's the best thing that's ever happened in your life.
That is the best thing that's ever happened to me because I fell in love with his filmmaking, and this is my favorite of his films, I think. It's incredible. It's so good. It's 5 minutes. It has inspired so much of my work, and that's that. I just wanted to mention that one. The next is Gravity. Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity. Yeah. Not much to say about this one. It's pretty cut and dry, but what a film. What a fucking film.
The opening 9 minutes of that movie.
Oh.
I sat there.
Oh my god. You watched it in IMAX, right?
I
watched it on a laptop, so it's hardly the same effect.
Oh.
I missed it. I didn't give a shit about films back then.
My mouth was just on the floor. Like.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't it start with like a countdown in the IMAX one? It started with like turn.
Oh yeah, and then
that doesn't happen on the laptop.
The movie starts with the whole like in space, la di da da da.
Yeah, the big conversation. Oh yeah.
No, that's yeah.
That did happen to mine, but again, a laptop. So.
And that I don't know how they made that opening shot. I have no clue.
Well, we'll talk about another one of Alfonso Cuarón's impossible shots. My next
Harry Potter and the
my next film is Minority Report.
Okay, yeah.
Mr. Steven Spielberg's one. I thought this was worth mentioning because I watched this in school, and I feel like no matter how good a film is, when you watch it in school, it loses something. But even then, it was still fantastic. One of Colin Farrell's best roles, I think, and Tom Cruise actually. The next one is The Mist. You ever seen The Mist?
Yeah, I've seen The Mist.
Great film. Simple premise, really good, really well executed.
Oh, The Mist.
And one of the best endings.
That wasn't.
Period.
That's not in the book.
It's a book?
Yeah, it's Stephen King.
I didn't know. Oh, of course
Stephen
it is.
King,
What a fucking nutter.
It's not. It's not in the story.
The ending isn't.
No.
The ending's the best part.
He ends it completely differently, and they had said something. This is gonna be the ending. He was like, "Oh, that's brilliant." He goes,
I
"That's
love
10
that
times
shit.
better than I've ever even."
That's great. The
He
Mist.
said he was upset he didn't come up with it.
Oh yeah. Edge of Tomorrow. You ever see that?
Oh yeah. Classic.
Edge of Tomorrow. Just what a surprise! What a great action flick, sci-fi. Not much to say about it again. It loses a bit of steam, but
I think the ending doesn't make any logic to what was happening throughout the rest of the movie.
I don't remember it. What happens? Oh, that may not say. I do remember what happens actually. Yeah, good.
I just thought.
Anyway, if you've seen it, you know what we're
It was
talking
like, oh, why did that happen?
about. Oh, another one. This was one like that was a number 10 for a while on my list. Snowpiercer.
Oh, I never got around to watching it.
Snowpiercer is so fucking good.
I heard brilliant.
It's again, a lot of these runner-ups are really simple premises, but great. It takes place on a train in a
Oh,
post-apocalyptic.
I know the plot. Yeah, it's really cool.
On a train, and it's just them moving up to the front. From the back, it's a rebellion story. Just like as well directed as it gets. Like what a thrill. Then my last one is Signs. This was one I was telling you the other day. I was saying because I don't know why I said this, but I was like, it's one of your favorite directors, one of your favorite films from that director. I don't know if any of that's true, but you showed me Signs on one rainy Halloween night, and it blew my freaking mind. I think about it all the time, and I love Signs. You're making a face. What's up?
See, I didn't think Signs was sci-fi.
What? Really?
For some reason,
it's aliens.
I know it never crossed my mind at all.
Okay. Well, there's gonna be a couple of those where we.
I know it is probably. It just never crossed my mind. I'm so upset.
That's why I said to you, I was like, you won't think of this.
That's like one of my favorite movies.
Oh, it's not on your list.
It's not on my list.
We wanna reevaluate your list.
Oh my god!
30 minutes of silence.
Because I love
Signs is just.
I love Signs.
It's the only Shyamalan film I've actually seen. Would you believe that?
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Sixth Sense?
No.
Do you know the twist in The Sixth Sense?
No. Yeah, of course I know the twist in The Sixth Sense.
No. No, that's a line in The Happening. Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah.
No.
You're trying to kill me, aren't you?
In my sleep. No, man.
Oh, no, excuse me. I've seen The Happening. I like The Happening.
What?
My number 10, The Happening.
Number 10.
So, all right, let's get cracking. That's my runner-ups. Check them all out. They're all great films. My runner-ups are still films I love. They just didn't make the list. So my number 10 was a film we watched very recently, starring the one, the only, Mr. Nicolas Cage. It's Knowing.
Really?
Yeah. So we watched Knowing the other day. Knowing, again, I keep saying this about them all, but that's why I love sci-fi. One of the best premises of all time. This kid in the 50s, I believe it is, or something like that, she like starts hearing all these voices, and she writes on this page, she scribbles out all these numbers, these like insensible numbers, and she puts it in a time capsule. And 50 years later, Nick Cage's son gets the time capsule, and it opens it up, and he gets the sheet, and Nick Cage puts his mug of coffee right over the numbers 9/11, and the story begins from there, and it begins like predicting all the biggest disasters that have ever happened in human history, but there are 3 left.
We've got to save the children! That's all I think of that movie.
He's not deaf, but he wears a hearing aid.
Yeah, he's not deaf, but he wears a hearing aid.
It's a great film. I actually really love Nicolas Cage. He's just my golden boy. He makes everything better. He's so funny, but he's actually good in this film.
See,
this is not one of his stupid performances, and it is not a stupid film. It's so thrilling. The airplane scene, the subway scene, horrifying, like incredible.
I actually never realised that the plane scene was all one shot.
Oh, you said it to me. I wasn't even noticing. What? You said it when we finished. You were like, "That was all one shot, guys." I was just like, and nobody was talking. We were laughing through the whole film, and as soon as that started, there were 4 of us sitting down. Nobody spoke for like 2 minutes straight. It is terrifying.
No, I think I do. Imagine if Nicolas Cage wasn't in it. Imagine if some of that.
You said that to me. I think he's good in it. Of course,
would you get him
in any film where Nicolas Cage is in it, you should say, imagine if it wasn't him.
It was Leo Cap. It was Leo Cap.
Yeah. And also the ending does confuse me a little bit. I don't hate it. A lot of people think it's a joke. I don't actually hate it at all.
I don't hate it.
I just don't. I don't think it's necessary.
The whispering people or whatever they're called.
They're terrifying.
They're a little bit like what?
Oh, no. The actual as soon as they're revealed, it's a disappointment.
That's like everything.
But the setup is so scary. The whisper people. That's the scariest name.
It's like everything. Like, oh, it didn't live up to that.
Yeah, it's such a hard thing to do.
Most things don't live up to what.
But knowing that the setup was just so like 10 out of 10, out of this world good. Yeah. That I wasn't overly disappointed. It's my number 10 sci-fi film. I love it. I think about it all the time. I think about what a crazy idea that is. And my number 9 is I Origins. Have you seen this?
I've seen I Origins.
I did not think you had seen this.
Oh, really? I know.
Did you like it?
I liked it, but I never thought it like I would never like watch it again.
Okay, interesting.
In that kind of sense.
I Origins for a long time had a 10 out of 10 on my IMDb thing. I rate all my films I've watched on IMDb. I Origins had a 10. But it's interesting because sci-fi is definitely the wrong way to describe it, but the director says it great. He says it's not a science fiction film, it is a science and fiction film. It is the two of them together, but not the two of them merge, which is a really smart thing to say. And I love that director, Mike Cahill. He made another film called Another Earth, which was also amazing. But this one just... the ending. Do you remember the ending? The ending was one of the most moving things I've ever seen. And
it was a satisfying ending.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Definition of a satisfying.
I can't even talk about it. That was just such a feeling that I can't really find the words for it.
Don't watch the trailer.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say, because I watched the trailer afterwards and it was disgraceful.
Yeah,
what a disgrace. Like, every beat of the film is in the trailer. And the trailer's not even good for it. Like, it's not any better for it.
It's really
so don't watch the trailer, watch the film and just cry your eyes out if you need
it's
that.
really good.
Number 8 is Midnight Special. I think the most recent sci-fi film on my list.
I haven't seen it.
You didn't see it?
No, it came out this year, didn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Okay, do you know Jeff Nichols? Is that his name? The director?
The director, yeah.
He did Mud and
I love Mud.
He did something else good that I haven't seen. Anyway, Mud is... I haven't seen Mud, but Midnight Special, what a film. Holy shit.
I haven't seen it. I watched that Love Mud.
Okay, I haven't seen that, but...
really? Get around.
It's okay, the directing isn't fantastic in Midnight Special, but it's the... I don't know, it's the idea... So the director made it because he was having his first child, and he was really scared about it, so he said he kind of like channeled that into the story. And the story's all about this guy protecting his son. And the way it's done, it's not like preachy, and you would never think that's why he made it, but it is just so fucking beautiful. A great ending as well.
I love a good ending.
Great performances from Michael Shannon and Joel Edgerton, particularly, and the kid is fantastic as well. And even like Kirsten Dunst is in it, and she's
I love a bit of Kirsten Dunst.
She's not. She's fine. She's okay. I forgot about her until I saw
I'm just still upset about Science, that I completely forgot about Science. It's actually running through my head how much I've watched that movie.
Slot it into your list.
No, I can't.
Okay. Midnight Special. I don't actually have much to say about it because that's pretty much it. But it's a fantastic film. I love it. I love all the performances, the directing, everything about it is just beautiful, and it's a great premise. Oh, another great performance is Adam Driver.
That's what I was thinking as when you said the cast. I was like,
I forgot he was in it.
I was like, I
don't know
thought
why.
Adam Driver's.
Adam Driver.
He's
is
the only
just
person I knew.
Perfect. He's so good.
I
at what
love
he does.
Adam Driver.
My next film is...
Sharut.
Oh, my next film is Interstellar. I've seen Interstellar like 6 times, and I think it gets better every time I watch it.
Do you think?
You liked it,
Oh,
right?
I loved it. I really liked Interstellar.
It's interesting. You spoiled it for me. Remember before
Did I?
Before I went to see it, you told me what happened, which I didn't mind.
That's really funny. I used to spoil movies.
You used to do that all the time.
I used to destroy it on you.
Interstellar.
You loved it though. You'd be like, okay, go on.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you no. But Interstellar has one of the greatest plot points I think I've ever seen in a sci-fi film, which is the 9 Bravest Souls or something like that.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
That's terrifying.
That is so scary to me. So the idea is that Earth is dying, and they need to find another planet that can sustain life on it. So they sent out, I believe it was 9 ships to 9 possible, to 9 habitable planets, or possibly habitable, but they could only rescue 3 of them. So whichever planets showed the most promise, they would go to, and that's the story. They're going to the 3 planets, and they find Matt Damon on one of them.
That happened in the cinema. I literally started laughing.
It's a great scene though. It's really sad. He's really good.
He's really good.
But he's so ridiculous. Who is Matt Damon? Why does he do this?
Matt Damon.
He just pops up and everything.
I think I'm like Matt Damon's biggest fan. I love Matt Damon.
He's great, and he was very good in this. That scene where he wakes up and is just crying. Oh, so real.
Yeah. I love that he said his
he didn't set a wake time?
He didn't set a wake time.
Holy
that is
shit.
such a good moment.
And it does have a lot of problems. For example, anything to do with Anne Hathaway I find mediocre, I would say. I don't find it bad, I wish it wasn't in there.
Bit forced.
But everything else is so good. Like McConaughey is fantastic. All the performances are pretty fantastic. The visuals, that Tsunami Planet is...
See, I say this about a lot of movies, and it's obviously the biggest part of a movie nearly.
What, the ending?
The ending.
Okay.
The last 10 minutes.
It's one of those films, there was a lot of them that year where they just could have ended 10 minutes earlier.
See, the thing about it was, like...
God, it was such a
Chris
shame.
Nolan was trying to be Stanley Kubrick for that movie for me. Like, he was. He even said it.
Perhaps, I'm not a Kubrick fan.
And he was like... He wanted to make his 2001.
Right.
Why didn't he just end it when Matthew McConaughey was floating? That
would have been
That's
terrifying.
2001, that's like, what the fuck just happened?
Would have been fucking
But he had to go on and
terrifying.
explain everything for the last 10 minutes.
that was really weird, the ending. It was like,
what
it was
Sam Hathaway's
unsatisfying.
character called? She was like, go to something,
Oh, yeah. And he went to her planet. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Imagine he just was floating.
Care.
I
And also the
thing
fact that he went to his daughter and she sent him away is not a nice thing to see. Like, not a good. Not a good
the
ending.
whole point of the movie was them getting back together.
Yeah, and
But
would have been so great if we didn't know whether it happened or
what
not.
annoying about it was they'd already got back together. He talked through Morse code.
Mm-hmm.
That
and
was
it
that
was
was their
beautiful.
connection.
And I
at the end.
love all of that. It's just the ending is weird to me.
And
but
then
I always forget about it. I always forget it's
that because if it ended with Nick Cage just floating there at the end.
Nick Cage.
Well, not Nick Cage. McConaughey. Nick Cage gets in my head and I can't get it out.
That's so funny.
McConaughey floating there at the Nick Cage.
That image in my head of him like spiraling
like,
across the scene.
Murph.
Anyway, yeah, if it ended with McConaughey not knowing
Floating.
Oh,
Because we knew from everything that happened that everything, all the whatever formulas, all that match shit, all worked out because we knew that she got
and
the Morse.
Also, even without the
She got
ending,
it.
you could have pieced together that it was humans from the future that were helping.
Oh yeah.
her. And but it was told to you rather than you figuring it out, which is disappointing.
Which
So
I
discounting
get really confused though. I'm like that paradox. I can't even tell. Like.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Paradoxes have never been something that I care to think about because, like, for example, if paradoxes were valid in film, then Back to the Future would not exist.
Yeah,
I presume. I haven't seen it. But I don't know. Just the visuals, the directing, the music.
No.
Holy shit, the music.
It's really good.
The music's really weird, actually. You know the way that thing that happens in the film where the music swells above the dialogue and you can't hear what anyone's saying? That's bonkers. That's kind of cool, but it's
the music's so good though.
It's
the scene when McConaughey's
Mountains. Do you know the track Mountains?
Yeah.
Oh,
I listened to the track. I think
that's incredible.
yeah,
That is
the
Oh,
the
Jesus
scene when
Christ.
McConaughey is crying. That's
one of the best. That's one of Chris Nolan's best. That's one of McConaughey's best moments.
That is tough.
Okay, so moving on after Interstellar is, we're gonna have a weird conversation about this one. Is Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds? I love this film. This was when I said to you, I was like, I have a film that's considered one of the best director's worst films on my list.
Oh, I don't think it's a bad movie.
I fucking love War of the Worlds. I've watched it so many times recently. I keep watching it and I keep just falling in love with it. Okay, first of all, what's your opinion on it? 'Cause
I love War of the Worlds.
But you actually...
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I have a good memory of that movie.
You went to see this in the
I
cinema.
saw it when I was really young.
Yeah, yeah.
When that came out, 2003.
2005, I believe.
So it would have been 6 when I'd see it. We had this thing with me and my dad, whenever my dad brought us to cinemas, we'd get one movie, they'd get a movie, he'd get a movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like,
which was this.
So we'd go see a kids movie and then he'd be like, no, we're going to go see... But like some of them weren't even good. Like he brought us to Sahara.
I don't know what that is.
It's
But
Matthew McConaughey. Like
it doesn't sound like a movie you bring
with
kids
with Steve Zahn, you know Steve Zahn, remember? Time Movie Kids, Dad.
I do remember that.
Yeah. And like that, like Penelope Cruz and stuff, as if like it was a big adult movie to me.
So this
Pirates
was
of the Caribbean and stuff. Like,
so this was your
you
had a fond memory. I have a really interesting memory of this where my
Have a good
aunt
memory.
came over to babysit me and my brothers, and she brought over this film, and she let my two older brothers watch it with her, but she wouldn't let me watch it because it was too scary. And I watched this through like a window in my back garden, like looking in at the most terrifying image of all time of like those people running down the streets just getting smoked up by that laser.
So you're not talking about me in the toilet. I went to the toilet about 4 times every movie, like when I was a kid. Like,
okay.
I had a problem. I just need to always go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad always got really annoyed. He had to bring me because I was so young.
Right.
And I remember I went and I thought the black slimy yolk was going to come out of the toilet. It was terrifying.
Those things are so scary.
I struggled to go to the toilet.
Talking about good creature design, I love those.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, including the late great Roger Ebert, says that they're clunky and stupid, the tripods.
Tripods.
Yeah, but I think they're great. I think they're terrifying, and the sound they make, it's like a fucking foghorn. It's like wham.
It's like
and Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise is fantastic in that film.
The scene with him, you know, when they see the lightning.
Oh my god.
He's so good in that scene. He's so funny.
God. He is, okay, his performance there, like the little nuances where he's like, it's like the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Oh, same. Oh, fuck! And he gets in the house.
So
it's
good.
so funny. And the girl, what's her name? Dakota Fanning?
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
I
Spielberg, I don't know what it is about him. He is so good with kids.
I have a line that
He's
I
so
quote
good.
so many times when, you know, when she's like, I'm allergic to...
Delivery.
like,
I'm allergic to peanut butter. Since when? Birth.
she's like, birth.
And it's so, like, but it's actually, like, really good writing because he's the, he's the dad who was never there for them.
And, is it Tim Robbins?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it like that. I think he's, like, the worst part of it.
Really? I really liked him in that movie.
Have you seen it recently?
I haven't.
He's a cartoon character. He's not bad,
Really?
but it's one of my favourite films, so it's...
The ending of that is real World War Z. As in that it's like a subtle ending.
Interesting. Yeah, I would agree with that. I love the scene where he notices that the birds... So the thing is that the machines have a force field and nothing can get through them.
Yeah,
but there's a scene where he looks up and the birds are sitting on the machines.
Yeah.
I love like little details like that. Like that someone would notice that and then they shoot the rocket at it and it comes down. And
I know. I really like that movie.
It is a great film, and I just have to mention, for anyone who gives a shit about filmmaking or not, look up War of the Worlds 360 car scene.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Tom Cruise is driving down the highway, and it's like one of Spielberg's just one shots where the camera never cuts, and it goes in the car, it goes upside down, it goes out of the car, it goes through the car, it goes behind the car, it goes on top of the car, and it is never cut, and it's just...
From my memory,
incredible.
does the camera pan out at the end and the car drives off?
Yes, it does.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it does. And it starts... It starts as if it's like attached to the front of the car, but it's like a foot in front of it, and it's just like going. It's like moves exactly the same.
Things like that aren't necessary. You didn't have to do that.
No, and I said this to you. You've always noticed that shot, but I only noticed it the last time I watched it, and it's so glaringly obvious. Yeah. It's like Spielberg, like look at me.
Since I was a kid, I was like, no, that's.
But I never noticed it.
I was like 8, and I was like, man, look at that's a 360
But like even
shot.
when I was into filmmaking, I did not notice that shot, which is very weird because normally I can pick those out like a mile away. But anyway, that's a great film. I love it. I love pretty much everything about it. Moving onwards, what one am I on? Okay, I'm on my number 5. So this is the last one I'll say before your turn. Another Earth.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? Okay, so this
I know the plot. I know
this is Mike Cahill, the director of I Origins, which was further down my list. This is his other film.
What number is this?
Number 5.
Okay.
And it is a simple plot. We discover another Earth, an exact duplicate of ours. That's just that's. Michael just whispered the words gravitation to me.
I came up with a movie once that had the same plot. They took it from me.
Take it away. Tell them what it is, and I'll get back to another Earth.
They took it from me. I remember when I was like,
they did not take it.
They
from
took
me.
the idea from me.
What was gravitation again?
You stole Facebook. If I stole Facebook. No, I was like 8.
You need a forensics team to get to the bottom of this.
I was like 8, and I remember even looking up my original name was Gravity.
Yeah.
And I looked up Gravity online, and it was like in 5 years.
Oh shit! Gravity already exists.
No, they're making a movie, but like this is like 3. It was like Robert Downey Jr., Sandra Bullock, a different cast.
That's funny.
George Clooney wasn't even involved. That's how long ago I came up with this, and they stole it.
They stole the title. Excuse you. Okay.
No, they stole everything about it.
Gravitation. Michael's film was about like whatever the gravity goes away on the Earth, which is impossible, and then like.
Well, it's not impossible because it's another Earth. They're not actually on our Earth.
No.
Our Earth got overpopulated.
Okay.
So they put other people on another Earth.
No, actually, you stole that from Goosebumps.
What?
Yeah, Goosebumps. Ryan Gosling's TV debut was never mind. That's for another day.
Go on, talk about another Earth. Gravitation.
So Goosebumps. No, I'm joking. Another Earth is. It is like sci-fi at its best because it's not about the sci-fi, if you know what I mean. Not at its best, but I just love it. It's something I love in sci-fi where... So the idea is that another Earth is spotted in the sky, and this girl is driving home one night, and on the radio they say that you can see the other Earth if you look up, and she looks out the window of her car, and then something happens, and that's as much as I want to say. Don't watch the trailer because of course it spoils the trailer. I mean, you know what happens, but you don't know to the extent of what it does. And then... The film is this drama about her recovery from this accident, but under the guise that there is another Earth, an exact duplicate of our Earth, and everyone's wondering, nobody knows what the other Earth is like, if it's the exact same, but there's an amazing scene where they contact the other Earth, and a woman, I'm just going to say 2 lines from it, she's like, "This is Dr. Joan Tallis of the United States of America, do you read me?" And then over the intercom you hear, "This is Dr. Joan Tallis of the United States, do you really?" And it is a scene of like 5 minutes, and it is fucking terrifying. And then the whole film is set into that premise of like, she's trying to cope with what she's done, but also, she's wondering like, what is it like on the other Earth?
On the other Earth.
That's as much as I want to say. This film made me cry again. Mike Cahill's just got this thing where he makes me cry, but also, it's shot on a camera that only shoots like 720p. Which I don't know if you know anything about filmmaking. 1080p is the highest YouTube does. I believe that's correct. But anyway, it looks pretty bad, but it's so much better for it because anytime you see the other Earth, it's like visual effects in a shot that's like overexposed. So it looks like amateurish. It just looks so real. Kind of the same effect that a found footage film would have. It doesn't look really bad. It looks gorgeous, but it looks like unprofessional, I would say. Yeah. Which it is. It was made for like $2,000 or something.
Not glossy.
Yeah, definitely not. Which I just adore, and I think Mike Cahill is a genius, and I think everyone should watch it. So, that's me done with my first 5, and now it is on to you. You're going back from your honorable mentions.
Oh, my honorable mentions.
Hit me. I forget totally what these were.
Moon. Okay, Moon.
Moon. Duncan Jones.
Yeah.
Director of Warcraft.
Do you know the plot of that movie?
No.
At all.
No, not at all.
It's like Sam Rockwell.
I love Sam
He's
Rockwell.
on the moon, and he has. I haven't seen him in a while.
Wait. Could I ask you not to say anything more? Because the sentence Sam Rockwell on the moon.
It's literally just he has like a week left on the moon. There's something on the other side of it, and he has to drive towards it.
Holy shit, that sounds incredible. Sam Rockwell's one of the best.
So he's
actors.
on the moon, and he has to drive towards it, and he gets there, and there's something in there that like will. When I saw it, I was like,
that's so terrifying.
I was like, genius.
I've heard about this film a lot.
I was like, genius.
Okay.
Like I literally one of those. I was like, I've never seen any. Sci-fi.
I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. Okay.
Oh, do.
And it's only an honorable mention, so this is a good list.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, haven't seen that either.
One of the best lines. Do you know the line Blade Runner?
Probably.
Like Tears in the Rain.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Gorgeous.
I've seen that scene.
I have Interstellar.
Yeah.
I have Gravity.
Yeah.
I have The Martian. Have you seen The Martian?
Still have not seen The
I'd
Martian.
like Martian make your top 5.
Martian I was going to watch, but I watched Children of Men instead.
Good choice. I know, but The Martian I feel like would be like...
You think I'd prefer?
Yeah, The Martian's like watching like one of those movies where like all the earth comes together and everyone's cheering. And
oh man, I haven't had one of those films in a while.
It's just really feel
Last
good.
one of those I watched was
real
Central
good.
Intelligence starring
I watched
Dwayne
it-
The Rock. No, I'm joking.
I watched it with my sister and she was crying. I was like, why are you crying? It's just, we all work together.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Then I have Back to the Future.
Okay, yeah, you know I haven't seen this, so that's a sin against God. Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Right, you're going for all the traditional.
Children
of
of Men.
that. Children of Men, right. Okay, we'll talk about that later because that is on my list.
So, my number 10 was Inception.
Oh my god. Okay, so we talked about this really quickly already, but I want to actually go back and talk about something different. I did not know what Inception was before I watched it for the first time.
I think I watched it with you. I'm convinced we watched it in here together. And we watched...
Okay, I never thought about that, but now that you've said that, that sounds correct.
And we watched Nativity, which is a...
Yeah, which is my number 1 sci-fi film of all time. No,
we will have a whole 2 hours to Nativity.
Oh, we definitely... We can do a Nativity Christmas podcast.
A Nativity commentary.
We can't do that. Nobody's going to want to listen to that. Only like 2 people are going to listen to this anyway. Okay, so... There's a kid in Michael's garden. Michael's trying to stop the podcast.
There's a kid in my garden. I don't know what he's doing. Oh jeez! And he has a fucking coconut. He's a coconut head, and he has. Oh god, that is so funny.
Oh, he's gone. He's run away.
He's run away. He saw it.
Okay, continue. No,
okay.
sorry, Inception.
No, Inception. It's brilliant. It's brilliantly cast.
Yeah. So the cast of Inception, that was something we didn't talk about last time.
Ken Watanabe, I don't understand a word he says. There's a scene on a helicopter which is like where he's like, oh no.
I know the
I'm
exact
like,
scene you're talking about, but I feel like that's Christopher Nolan's obsession with
like,
not being
no,
able to understand people.
No, you don't have to understand anything.
It's too clear, Ken. Please
clear,
take it
Ken,
back. More Japanese.
I just like Ken Watanabe. He is because it was Godzilla, so he would have been Japanese.
Oh yeah, they couldn't cast.
Yeah, no Chinese people.
Ethnicity. He's a great actor, but Tom Hardy. This was before Tom Hardy was.
Oh yeah.
Like
this
was before.
Whatever.
He was great in that. He was really funny.
The cast is so good. Marion Cotillard.
Yeah.
Genius casting.
Leo, obviously, he's one of my favorites. He's fantastic in this. The hotel scene of him seeing his wife on the ledge is one of the most beautiful scenes I think he's ever done. You know what's really interesting? That's a really similar scene to Shutter Island, where he finds his wife in the lake. And those scenes really similar.
Instead came out. What's it called? Inception came out first, so.
Yeah.
Give it a minute.
But
I know. I agree.
Just a really similar concept.
And had one of the most controversial endings in any movie ever.
Oh, the ending. The ending is fucking brilliant. The shot, just where it tips over. And also, have you ever read that theory? Not a theory, a fact about how. So have you ever heard the theory about how? Or no, you definitely have. And again, it's not a theory. I think it's actually fact, and it's just one of those brilliant things where the director just lets you figure it out. How Leo's like little item that he's supposed to use is actually not the what is it? Oh, the spinner thing. Yeah, it's actually his wedding ring.
It's actually I heard about that.
And he's not wearing it. Whatever scene it is, a dream, I believe. I don't know which way it goes.
About that.
And that's brilliant. So the ending, I can't remember.
Is that a theory or is that fact?
I think it's fact. I think it was actually shot that way that he doesn't have it in scenes where it's dreaming.
Then why does he say that the spinner's his?
Was that his wife's or something, or was it?
I can't remember.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's or something. Oh shit! I shouldn't be talking about that. I don't remember anything about that film.
Okay.
Anyway, great film.
Moving on. District 9, number 9. Like the thing about District 9 was.
I love District 9.
I remember coming out and I was just like, so surprised. I even remember when that kind of
so fresh. What a fresh.
Yeah, it's like that was
film.
Did that get like any recognition like
at the Oscars? That, like, Best Picture nominee.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
So deserved like that.
Isn't that so cool? I love when that happens. Sharlto Copley should have been a Best Actor nomination.
It's so entertaining. That whole movie just sit there.
It is very thrilling. But the beginning, I just think it's so brilliantly like edited. Because it's edited really badly, as if it's a bad documentary. And Sharlto Copley's so funny in it. He's just like when he's messing around with the mic, and he's like, "Does it go here?" And then it just as it goes on. Oh no! The best thing about the beginning is how the beginning. It happens after the ending. Because everyone's talking about him like, this shouldn't have happened to him, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. And it's actually like a bad thing. They're like, and then some people are like, I knew it. From the day I met him, I knew there was something off about him. Even though there was nothing off about him. It was just, he gets like spit on or some shit like that.
No, it's a brilliant
movie. It's a brilliant.
I can't like say any bad.
The twists and turns are just fucking fantastic.
My number 8 is Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, so this is what we were saying earlier. I didn't know if this was actually like a full-on sci-fi flick, but it is. It is.
It's a dystopian future.
Yeah, exactly. But all I was saying is that the first word I would think is action. It is one of the best action films ever.
It's so good.
Which feels good to say about a film.
And it literally came out like last year, and you're just
and for all those people who are like, film is dead, I'm like, you've been saying film is dead
Mad
since
Max,
film was born, you
I was
fucker.
just sitting
Mad Max
there
is
like
as good as it gets.
Smile on my face in the cinema, popcorn in my hand. It was.
You know what it was? It was as soon as I saw
good.
that beginning scene where he is running through the mountain and all those people are chasing him.
And he grabs into chains stuff.
There's a brilliant thing in that scene that I would love to use whenever I venture into action, where George Miller goes in, or not, his editor, and removes frames.
Yeah, it's like jumpy,
Because I noticed it in it, and I was like, is this sped up? But it's not. So what happens is in film traditionally plays in 24 frames a second. So film is just made up of tiny little photographs, and there's 24...
Peter Jackson's films there.
Fucking Peter Jackson when he lost his mind. Peter Jackson did it in 48 frames a second, which means nothing is blurry, everything is clear, and it looks like a soap opera, and it's pretty fucking jarring. But in this, they took frames out so everything moves faster.
Yeah.
So like you remove a frame, so like if someone's doing a punch, it might take 3 frames of their hand moving towards the face, and you remove the middle one, and the punch goes way faster.
Yeah.
And they did that in that scene, and it is fucking hyper. Like, he gets you going. And as soon as he jumps out the back of that, like, van door that's stuck to the mountain and lands on that chain, I was like, I'm in good hands here. And I just sat back, and I let it wash over me.
It's so good. And what's that line? Going. What a day, what a lovely day. What a day.
What a lovely day. You know what
that's
it is?
top 100 lines like that.
It is what top 100 line readings. Because that is Nicholas Hoult. Do you know Nicholas Hoult? He's like a twitchy Jesse Eisenberg kind of guy.
I do know.
And he is transformed.
He's so good.
He is terrifying.
But the villain is so good, and the way he treats women.
Morton Drow.
The way he treats women in
general. Yeah. It's brilliant. Oh, it's so brilliant. I love all the mythology of that place that they live in.
But like, there's a character, I don't want to, I've something popped in my head and I've seen it, but there's a character
it's not as if story is
there's a character that, something happens to the character like halfway through. That would have been one of the main ones.
Okay, yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, anything can happen in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, you thought, oh, everything's safe. No.
Also, that thing is a total red herring because...
Oh, yeah.
Because...
100%.
They throw you right off the scent directly before the big thing happens, which is all I can say about that.
And Tom Hardy plays it brilliantly in it at the same time.
Oh, he's so...
Thumbs up.
Oh,
he plays that so well.
Tom Hardy acts with his eyes. His eyes are like the most captivating.
Because he's like,
ever. Yeah, because he can't speak above a low F. And they did a really cool thing when they edited that, where they went through every frame and edited people's eyes to pop. Like everyone's eyes in that film is like so saturated and beautiful looking, and it's so effective.
The movie looks so good.
The colors. He said to a cinematographer, he said, "I have one condition. This has to be the most colourful film I've ever made," or something like that. He was like, "This has to be the most colourful film possible." And his editor, he hired a female editor because he was like, if I get a male, it'll just be edited like every other action film. And the editing is like electric. It is like alive.
It's a brilliant movie.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah.
You know the music where it's like bam, 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 and the shots are all cutting to that? Oh, it's so good. That scene inside the dust storm is just phenomenal.
That whole, like, some of the chase scenes are just so good.
Yeah. Oh, and the scene at nighttime, you know that guy who gets blinded? And he's like, I am the conductor of the choir of death. That is so iconic. Like, it's, I say in 50 years, we'd be like, that's a great... Like, and the colours, it's all blue, and they find the tree, and they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And those creatures on the
Oh,
sticks.
I love when
Terrifying.
Tom Hardy, that whole ending fight scene where Tom Hardy's head like skimming off the floor. He flies up, there's an explosion.
That shot's so funny when all the
Oh.
cars are going past and he just swings into
Swings
frame
up,
and then
yeah.
back into frame.
It's so clever. It's such a
So clever.
It's like Mission Impossible, like as in that it's just so fun to watch. You're
Yeah.
just like,
Great comparison. And you know they had no script. It was all storyboards.
Yeah, it's fun.
And the storyboards are from like 1975, and they're like identical. Like the masks Tom Hardy wears, whereas the blood bank.
George Miller, man, he's.
Oh, and the whole thing about the silver spray.
Oh
and
yeah,
then,
More
what do they say? They're like, "Witness me."
It's like
so cool. What number was that?
That was.
Sorry,
That was number. Oh, that was number 8.
Okay, so number 7.
My number 7 is. Yeah, my number 7 is Eternal Sunshine
Okay.
of the Spotless Mind.
Is that the one you said I wouldn't even think about?
Oh, I can't remember what I've said.
That might have been Mad Max. I haven't seen this film.
You haven't seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
What?
I know the premise. No, I have not seen this film.
I
It's
was
been top of my
convinced
list for a
you'd seen
very long time. It looks beautiful. I heard it was one of Jim Carrey's best.
Has a good twist at the end, as in the fact that like, oh, it has a lovely loop. Like, like the ending's really good.
It's
I appreciate
fulfilling.
such a good ending. Any
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
that has a great ending.
Yeah, you
yes.
love your endings. You always say that ending of film is the hardest thing to do.
I think it's the hard. I think.
Yeah, but that is true. I'd never thought about it, but I guess
but,
it's true. I haven't
it's
seen
just
it, so it's hard to...
it's hard to say it then if you haven't seen it. But I
Yeah.
think.
I don't mind if you spoil it. It came out so long ago. I don't really have a
Oh, no,
right
I don't
to.
spoil any. I think
Okay.
it's
I
one
will
of those
watch
movies
it,
that
so-
if once it's spoiled, it's kind of gone.
Okay.
Well,
I've
do
had
you
a...
understand the premise that he's trying to erase someone from their mind?
Yes, I do.
It's so
But
clever.
I don't know what happens after that.
Oh, I won't ruin it.
Okay.
It's Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, when he takes shit seriously,
Oh man,
he makes some of my favourite movies.
He was so good. He probably is still very
I
good.
love Dumb and Dumber. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
haven't seen that either.
That's really funny.
Is it?
But
Okay.
I love.
I saw a trailer for Dumb and Dumber 2. And,
I like Dumb
Tio.
and Dumber too.
but no, like Truman Show.
Truman Show's top 5 favorite movies of all time.
I feel like Truman Show could be like Eternal Sunshine / Truman Show on your list. Would
Yeah.
you say like because Truman Show?
love-
You showed me Truman Show.
Did I?
Yeah, and that was another one that had a 10.
Truman Show's one of those movies that if someone that isn't into movies, I go, do you want to watch Truman Show? And I don't explain what it's about before I show them. I'm like,
Actually, you did explain to me what it was about before.
no, listen, I explained to you because I remember.
No, I believe you just told me that it was him in a TV show, which I did not know.
Yeah.
That is the best plot of all time. That's the number one.
It's
right?
sci-fi.
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine, anyway. What's her name? Fucking Kristen Dunst in it.
Is she?
Yeah.
She was like 4 years
Elijah
old.
Wood's in it. Who else
he's
is in
one of my
it?
faves.
Kate Winslet's in it.
Oh yeah.
And she's so good. She's so not herself.
The opposite, right? Like the
Oh.
the female lead.
It's such a good. I don't. Some of the stuff he does visually, even where he goes when he's.
Oh,
when
the way
he's-
Jim
when
Carrey
he's
moves.
erasing himself.
The way Jim Carrey moves is just like no one
It's
else.
so
It's
clever.
like Robin Williams.
It's so
moves.
clever. And Jim Carrey's passionate about everything. Well,
Oh yeah.
Mr. Popper's Penguins, maybe not. But like
That might have been a paycheck.
that might have been a paycheck. But a lot of movies he does give a like.
When did that come out?
Oof.
Was it like it was the
No,
80s?
No, it's 2000s.
Oh, was it?
It's 2002
Oh,
or something.
it looks to me like an 80s film. Like whenever I see like
It
a picture
is.
from it.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the 80s is like Jim Carrey's prime.
It's
but
like one of my favorite like romantic movies. It's a romantic movie.
okay,
At
that's
the end
good.
of the day.
That's a nice diverse one.
And
Shit, I forgot our runners up.
that's one of my favorites, like romantic movies. I like a lot. The Graduate. Have you ever seen The Graduate?
No, I've never.
In the 60s, it's brilliant.
Okay.
Annie Hall. Then I'd be like, oh, Eternal Sunshine.
Right.
I love
I
Eternal
love
Sunshine.
a good romantic flick. All right.
I love a good romantic.
Wait, actually, I just want to say really quickly, thinking about that, I thought of two kind of romantic flicks that I wanted to put on my honorable mentions as I was walking here, but I forgot. About Time, amazing film, and The One I Love, another amazing film. That's it. Just adding those in because those are very nice films, and I hope you've seen them.
Thanks, Ben.
So,
Number 6.
I'm gonna edit that into my honorable mentions at the very beginning. I'm gonna cut that bit out and put the bit.
My number 6 is what is it? It is sci-fi. I don't know what I'm saying. Jurassic
Okay.
Park. Okay.
Oh shit!
It's
didn't even
sci-fi.
think about that.
It's full on sci-fi. What
Yeah,
I'm saying.
that's fair. That's totally fair. That would have been way higher on my list.
Oh,
Jurassic Park's one of
It's
my
Jurassic
favorites.
Park. Like it's that movie
It's
that's
flawless.
it's that movie that like RT play like every week for
Every
Christmas.
day.
For Christmas, like
Yeah.
it's on like something every Christmas,
That's
and
very
you're just
funny.
like,
That's so true.
and you sit down, and you're just like, oh, Jurassic Park.
I think Jurassic Park is Spielberg at his best, perhaps. Maybe Saving Private Ryan's my favorite, but
Jurassic. he made Jurassic Park the
And
same
Schindler's
year
List.
as Schindler's List.
But not only did he make them the same year, the same time.
Like, that
he was
is-
going back and forth between sets.
Like, that is incredible.
Imagine being him.
Like, that is
during
incredible.
that. Yeah.
Because they're two... Oh, Spielberg, what am I saying?
Is Schindler's List your number 3? No, I'm joking.
Schindler's List. It never happened. It's all fiction.
Jurassic Park is... I mean...
Yeah,
it's flawless. It's the best
most
film of all
everyone's seen
time.
Jurassic Park. It's
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where, like, you know, that once you hear the music, you're straight into
the music.
it.
The
It's
music.
John Williams. John Williams makes every movie, and like even Jeff Goldblum plays one of the most
I think that's
original.
Jeff Goldblum's best character.
His only character. Like
Every line is quotable. Let's
yeah,
go
he's-
faster.
he's
Let's go faster.
He's so
Or the laugh.
original.
Can
It's
you
one
do
of
the
the
laugh?
I can't do it. Like,
Nobody can do the
I
laugh.
can't do it.
And
that shot when the music swells and he's like, "Welcome to Jurassic."
Oh wait! I have
There's
to say,
there's nothing like it. Like
my favorite scene. I watch it all the time. The best combination of acting, directing, and writing, I think, possibly ever, is the scene with the line. Your scientists were so concerned with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. That is one of the best line readings, like conversational line readings of all time. And I say everything is the best thing of all time.
I was looking at. I watched some of. I was just the research, and I was looking
Mm-hmm.
at reviews, and I was looking at Roger Ebert's,
Okay.
and he gave it a 3 out of 4. Okay.
Really?
And he said,
Fucking
but he was
idiot.
going on because he was a fucking loser. He was going on as if he wanted to be like Jaws. He came in with
Okay.
What's great about
Okay.
his reviews is they're like literally when it came out.
Yeah,
probably give it a
he's
4
been around
now.
since the dawn of time.
Yeah, so he's just like
Yeah.
dinosaur
He does it all.
pun, dawn of time.
Jesus
Then there's
Christ.
like, so he gave it a 3, but his complaint was that Jaws was brilliant because he never showed the shark and he showed the dinosaurs too early.
Well, the good thing he didn't live to see Jurassic World.
But like the thing about it was like Jurassic Park, was never meant to be like.
No.
Jaws.
Well, okay, but
It
the
takes
reveal
like 50,
of the
it
dinosaur.
takes like 15 minutes.
Do you know
for
the
T-Rex
shot
or
of the
something.
cables flying off the fence when the dinosaurs
Yeah.
come out? That is terrifying. That's like
The
Jaws level
suspense,
terrifying.
The suspense.
Did I tell you I watched Jaws finally?
You've never seen what?
Oh, come on, you knew that. I say it to you all the time. I never watched Jaws. I watched it the other day.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. No, I'm joking. It's incredible, of course.
Jaws is.
It was too late, though. I can never talk about
Jaws.
it.
I don't want to say anything about it because we ever do a Spielberg list, but
Oh, we will.
Jaws is. Oh.
Um,
Like Jaws is that Jaws. I have those memories. Like with Jaws, I like sit down. Like I've.
I don't have that again. Jurassic Park, I do though. Jurassic
Oh,
Park, I
Jurassic
have
Park,
it.
yeah.
And Saving Private Ryan, I got it. I watched that when I was a
4-year-old
baby.
Ben watching Saving Private Ryan.
I honestly watched Saving Private Ryan when I was like 8. But anyway, that's not what we're talking
I
about.
know, but Jurassic Park. There's no like getting
Yeah.
around it. It's Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Oh wait, also, I can't take credit for thinking of this myself because this is something I heard from Pretty Much It say. They do these things called commentary tracks where they talk over a movie, and they talked about one of the most interesting things where, you know, the scene where Sam Neill and, what's her name, Laura Dern or something, see the dinosaur for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
The shot of them looking at that dinosaur is better than the shot of the dinosaur. You know the one where they're
Yeah,
both
when
taking
they
off their
take off their
glasses
glasses, yeah,
and they
brilliant.
stand up out of the car. That is like
Yeah,
magic, and the music coming in.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video where someone
Yeah,
jumps over the music?
yeah, it's really
So
funny.
funny.
But
Anyway.
like when you go to Jurassic Park, like that T-Rex scene, genius.
Like
The
I'm
scene-
gonna keep doing that
yeah.
if you don't stop me, or I just keep going.
Scene with the car and the tree,
Mhm.
genius.
The scene of
Everything you're just
objects in the mirror may appear closer than they actually are, or something like that. That's fucking
So clever.
That's Spielberg's like comedy.
like, what's the
His
fact
black
guy? I
comedy.
forget that actor's name. He's lost weight for it.
Oh yeah. Jonah Hill. No, I'm joking.
Him-
He's fantastic.
His whole subplot. Is
With the dinosaur with the fan
I
thing.
just love it. Like
Yeah.
that whole
incredible.
movie. On the scene in the kitchen with the
Holy
velociraptors. Like how could you?
fuck.
And it has so many good jump scares.
Yeah,
The movie is
yeah,
really
like
good jump
classy
scares.
jump scares.
You know when he's climbing the electric fence? That's such good suspense.
Holy shit! That like that is like filmmaking 101
It's
right there. If you want to know how to construct a scene, watch that. Like it's going back and forth. There's a great thing that Spielberg says. I believe it's Spielberg, but I could be wrong. Where he says, "Filmmaking in a sentence is meanwhile back at the ranch." And what that
Yeah.
means is that you do not do one story at a time, you do two stories. And that is a perfect example. One story is the kid climbing an electric fence. The other story is her going to turn on
the
said electric fence.
Yeah.
And
It's genius.
she's going through all the buttons, but the electric fence is at the very bottom.
Yeah.
And it's just going, oh, God
It's really
damn
smart.
it.
Now, okay, my number 5.
Mhm.
It's so like
So
it's just
personal.
it's personal one where it's well received. I say probably
Yeah.
it's 100% Rotten Tomatoes. It's
Okay.
not stupid.
Oh, wow.
But I know you wouldn't have thought of it.
Hit me with it.
It's kind of funny when I say it.
You're gonna laugh.
I'm not.
It's my favorite type of these movies.
I'm not gonna laugh.
It's my favorite animated movie.
Okay.
That's WALL-E.
No, I'm not gonna laugh. I love WALL-E.
I
love
obsessed
WALL-E.
with WALL-E. I went to see WALL-E. Oh, hear me and my dad.
Wait, I have
every movie.
I'm so excited to tell my story about this.
Okay, so here I am. Me, my brother, my sister, and my dad went to see WALL-E. My sister, they hated it. My brother and sister were like, this is the worst movie.
I have a similar experience.
I must have been, 10? Here's 10-year-old Michael. There's literally no dialogue at all for the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes, I believe.
And I'm like...
It's insane.
I was in my... that's when I
So
knew... That's when I knew I was
engaging.
like, oh, I absolutely love movies. I was like...
that's possible. To keep you watching
a 10-year-old kid just sitting there just like, oh my
That's
God.
Pixar, right?
Yeah.
That's probably their best.
For me personally, a lot of people go Incredibles or...
Oh, they did Incredibles. Well, Incredibles is the best superhero film, in my opinion.
Everyone goes Incredibles or Finding Nemo, Toy Story 3, that kind of thing.
I don't know, WALL-E's
Inside
it's just in a
Inside
league of
Out's
its
like-
own kind of filmmaking.
WALL-E's...
Who made that? Who directed that? I don't know any of the directors.
I know a couple like Brad Bird, Doctor, man.
He worked on it, did he?
Brad Bird? No.
Oh, you're just talking about Pixar films?
Yeah.
He did Incredibles.
John Lasseter and stuff. Yeah, he did Incredibles.
Okay.
But WALL-E, that'd be my favourite romantic movies. It's a romantic movie.
Yeah, oh my God. The bit where Eva turns off is so sad. It's just so
but it's so funny.
sad.
You know, there's only about a 5-second scene where he's in he's in the shopping centre.
Oh, when he crashes
and all the trolleys. That is hilarious. And he's like, and all the trolleys.
His sound effects are so funny.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And the little link with the Hello Dolly. You know, put on your Sunday clothes. There's
No, I don't remember that.
I remember
the music.
The only movie he had.
Yeah,
was,
I do
Hello
remember
Dolly.
that.
Which is so cool. Like any
That's
other
great.
movie would have had like a little link to science fiction.
It's
Hello Dolly.
Yeah,
That's what he has. You know.
That's so
and
cool.
the way they use real actors, they actually use real actors in DVDs.
What do you mean?
Like the Hello Dolly was a real actor.
Oh wait, yeah, it's not animated.
It's not really animated.
That's fucking awesome.
When they're
I forgot about that.
When they're on the spaceship, I forget what it's called. Oh,
Spaceship with all fat people.
Kill myself. Yeah, I know what it's called. When they talk to look at old videos, it's all real life.
I do remember that actually.
And just the little leaf. Oh, the whole movie.
The leaf
genius.
is gorgeous.
It's genius.
That is a great film. I have a really funny story with that where I never went to see films with my mom. But one time we went to see a film and it was our worst fucking nightmare. It was like the most disastrous trip of all time because we went to the cinema and my mum bought she bought a large Coke. But back then it was like UCI or something, so it was like a fucking bucket of Coke. And she spilled it all over herself. She dropped her hot dog, I dropped my popcorn, and it was like the worst cinema experience of all time. But I just remember the film being so good.
Like WALL-E. Oh, and WALL-E has my favourite Pixar short. I think it's hilarious.
Which one's that?
Presto. It's the magician and the bunny.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's really good.
Did you know that all their shorts predict their next film?
I have their DVD. I have a DVD of all their shorts.
I have that too. I've never watched it.
Oh no, it's really cool. I watched it. But the thing about
I don't think I've seen all their shorts.
I used to have this obsession when I was younger of buying magazines like RT Guide or something.
Okay.
And they'd always have review of movies.
Oh right.
And they never gave a 5. I've seen 2 5s in my life. It was The Road.
Wow.
Okay? Only 5. This guy was so mean towards movies.
It's kind of cool.
And then when I saw WALL-E had a 5.
Oh man, there's nothing better.
I was like, Dad, we have to see this movie. I don't even know who the critic was. It was just RT Guide, and this guy. It could have been TV Now, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And this lad gave it a 5 out of 5, and I was like, an animated movie.
You know what sucks for me? I don't see animated films anymore.
Oh,
I didn't see Inside Out. I didn't see Wreck-It Ralph. I didn't see
Wreck-It Ralph. Oh my God.
Should that be on your
There's
list?
some of the best. No.
Is that sci-fi?
No, I don't think so.
It kind of is.
So Wreck-It Ralph. The movies that Disney are coming out with, like Wreck-It Ralph, Inside Out. I love Frozen. I think it's brilliant.
Animation's where it's at.
Did you see Zootopia?
No. I tried to watch it, but I couldn't get a good copy. It was in Chinese. Yeah, I heard it was beautiful. I mean,
genius.
My most recent one that I absolutely love and made me cry was the Lego Movie. The Lego Movie was fucking phenomenal.
Lego Movie was like my number 1 that year when it came out.
I was so upset. That didn't get nominated. That's baffling to me.
I kind of thought maybe it's because Will Ferrell's in it. Like, as in, like no, not that Will Ferrell. As in that there's real life people, but I heard it's like 80%.
Yeah, 75% or something. Yeah. That was another thing pretty much it found out, wasn't it?
I don't know. I just
remember hearing it on them.
Anyway, you go to your 4 to...
Oh wow, I totally forgot you were finished.
So that's my 5.
So now we're going back to me and then we go back to Michael. I'm trying to pull up my list 1 second. I think.
So, are you gonna go down to number 1 or?
No, we'll switch back for number one. So
Okay.
I'll do my 4-3-2. You do your 4-3-2. I'll do my one. You do your one.
You're gonna be somewhat on my number one, but okay.
My number 4 is Children of Men.
Classic.
Alfonso Cuarón. Watched it possibly last night or 2 nights ago because I thought it would make my list. Because I found a list of top 50 sci-fi films of all time. Children of Men was number 1.
Yeah.
And I mean that means nothing.
Children of Men's best movie 21st century. As in
Filmmaking.
As in filmmaking. I think like that or There Will Be Blood will be the movies I'll remember of 2010.
That's great. That's a great point. Children of Men is one of those films. There are films maybe like There Will Be Blood that if you don't love filmmaking, it's tougher. It's a tougher pill to swallow.
Watch.
But Children of Men, I feel like hits both of those marks perfectly. If you don't know what Children of Men is, I guarantee you know the shot from it. I guarantee you've seen it somewhere. There's a very famous shot because Alfonso Cuarón loves the one shot where he doesn't cut his camera. He gets all this glorious action in one shot. And there is a bit in this film where the car is driving down a road and a girl goes, look out, and they look up ahead and a flaming car is rolling down a hill, blocks the road, and then like 100 people swarm down around the car reverses, there's motorbikes flying, the car's on fire.
Like 3 minutes or something?
Probably that. They get out of there, they get held up by police, they kill the police, they move on. Camera never cuts. People are dying, windows are exploding, and the rig they built to do all this so the camera could go wherever it wanted, because if a camera wanted to go where a character was, the character's seat would get pulled out so the camera could go, and then as soon as the camera was about to show him, it would get slotted back in. And it's digitally stitched together, which does not make it any less impressive.
Oh, no, not sure.
Like there's a bit where he kicks a door open and knocks a guy off a motorcycle, and the camera shakes, and they cover the cut with the shake, which is genius, which is better than just doing it straight up, I think.
It's doing it for the love of the movie, not for the fact
it's not, for example, the War of the Worlds shot is not in any way like necessary. It helps things a bit.
It's an idea that he had.
And it was great, and it's a great shot, but this would not have been the same without it. If it was cutting around, it would be different.
It's a normal scene.
It would probably be great. It's a great scene regardless. But like this, the performance in that scene, Chiwetel Ejiofor, I believe his name is the impossible name to say. His performance in that scene, just that scene alone, is incredible.
But the thing about Children of Men is it has what every sci-fi movie needs. Every single one on all of our lists.
What's that?
Is the premise.
If
you have a good premise.
I should probably say the premise. Premise, not to spoil
know?
anything. The idea is that women went infertile, which means they couldn't have children 18 years ago. Mm-hmm. So the planet is just dying off, and they find one girl that can have a child.
That's what I mean.
And they're trying to get her from point A to point B because they believe in this place that may or may not exist.
I heard that it's a book.
It's probably a book.
And the book was that men couldn't produce.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and they flipped it. That is true. But there are some amazing scenes. There's another scene I want to talk about where they're running through this kind of like battlefield. The world's gone to shit. Like everyone's killing everyone. There's like different clans, and they run into this massive battle between two of them. And they're running through rubble and buildings exploding and all sorts of stuff. And there's a part where a guy gets shot and a squib, which is like a remote controlled blood pack, explodes and splatters on the camera. And in the actual take, I found out that Alfonso Cuarón shouted "cut," but a tank shell went off and covered that cut. And the cinematographer was like, no, leave it. And the shot goes on for like another 2 minutes of an unbroken shot with blood on the camera. And they kept it in the film. And it is fucking amazing. Because I know you're a sucker for when something hits the camera. Because you showed me the shot in There Will Be Blood, where he rolls the bowling ball and it hits the camera.
I love that shit. I'm like, yes.
That gets me going. The Revenant did it a lot as well.
Yeah,
but I think that might have been
nice. Hit me with your stuff, hit me.
It's...
But like, you know, there's one I was going to say I don't have on the list is the Planet of the Apes. And
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Tim Burton, Paul Giamatti is fine.
I'm not a big fan of the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I found it quite a boring movie. I do
the original?
The Dawn, the last one.
Oh, Dawn, excuse me.
I think it's okay, and really forgettable for me.
But
the shot in the tank, that's what I think.
I didn't even know you were going to talk about that.
Yeah, no,
that's
genius,
fantastic.
that kind of thing. Wait, can I just say, the original Planet of the Apes.
Never seen it.
Oh, really?
I've seen Tim Burton.
It's always on TMC.
You ever seen Tim Burton?
I haven't seen Tim Burton.
Tim Burton's actually really good.
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti plays the funniest character of all time. He's a character just the
thing about the original Planet of the Apes is that people don't realise that twist at the end is genius.
Holy Christ, that is the best. The twist. Wait,
damn you!
Do you know the twist?
Oh yeah, the Abe Lincoln.
Oh, so funny, so absurdly stupid.
Damn you all, Dad!
Like that's like holy Christ.
Yeah, that's iconic.
Like when people say cinema is dead, it's just because we don't get a lot of those anymore.
Yeah.
We get them sometimes. But yeah.
Anyway,
moving on.
Number
what was
3.
You're gonna come when I tell you this one. Cloud Atlas. Oh!
Nah, Cloud Atlas. Oh shit.
Cloud Atlas is a sci-fi film. Cloud Atlas. Cloud
Atlas was my favorite movie that year.
Cloud Atlas. I feel like everyone's earphones just exploded when you said that. Someone
you're
just
gonna
crashed a car.
Like Cloud Atlas, okay.
Cloud Atlas is one of my favourite films of all time. My third favourite sci-fi film of all time.
Oh, I didn't think of Cloud Atlas.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't.
Don't be. Oh shit.
You know what? I filtered my IMDb thing to sci-fi films, and I had a list, and I was like, there's something missing. And I just checked every film I've ever reviewed, and Cloud Atlas was the one that was missing.
I'm so upset.
Cloud Atlas is... I can't say it again. It's one of the best premises of all time. It is the story of, I believe it's 6 or 8 or something.
6.
6 intertwining stories, all taking place in different time periods. And it is the idea of reincarnation and how one life affects the other.
Well, see, the thing about the reincarnation...
No reincarnation necessarily.
It's not like... That's just like a theory of it, though. That's what it is. But
that's
the book never really got at that. The book was more... No, that's just what
I couldn't read the book. I was too young.
Tough.
Like, you read it when you were like 4
it,
years old, and I don't know how you do that.
I love reading.
You read it while you were in Gravitation. With one hand you held the book, and the other one you wrote.
I was like, Gravitation, I'll make that. But the thing about Cloud Atlas was... I remember when
it's just too much. How do you come up with that?
It's not reincarnation. The movie hints at it more because it's the same actors.
Yeah, so the idea in the film is that
wouldn't have that kind of.
In the film, the 6 different stories, all the actors play like make up the cast of each story, which is.
And the credits I love the credits.
Credits are hysterical.
Yeah,
so funny.
But the thing about Cloud Atlas was, I remember when I watched the trailer, the 5-minute trailer.
Oh, could I just say, if you don't want to watch the film, please, for the love of God, look up the trailer and like put it in some playlist on YouTube. I watch it every day. Every day since you showed me that trailer, I have watched it.
I sat down. I knew nothing about it. I remember the same day Life of Pi trailer came out. Right? I remember. That's how much I remember.
Is that when it came out?
And Cloud Atlas, the trailer came on, and I was literally in tears at the end of it.
I can't even imagine watching that in the theater. But the ending of that trailer, where the cast names come up to the beat of the music, is fucking. And the car is sinking into the water. The cinematography.
The thing about Cloud Atlas was, it was when I saw that, I was like, it did MA3's outro before that became a.
I listened to that song all the time.
Like that's such a typical lad.
Yeah.
But it did it first. It did it first. So it's not like it's a cheap shot.
No, but the song before it is beautiful as well. The Cloud Atlas Sextet. It's called. Oh my god.
But the thing about that movie was, it was so ambitious that if someone doesn't like it, I'm like, it got mixed reviews. It doesn't have great reviews.
I saw a lot of reviews. Like it's a mess, and I'm like,
it's a bit of a hard hit. I'm like, that movie got me so.
Imagine making that film and then finding out people didn't like it. The Wachowskis.
It's independent. I think it's independent. I don't think. I think they made it. Yeah, I think it was like 250 million, and they did it like without a studio or something.
Perhaps.
I'm not sure. Not certain on that one.
I feel like I read something similar.
I'm not 100% on that one.
Should we? There's a man coming to the door. Should we stop the podcast?
Yes, that would.
Well, Holly go. Let's do it. So Cloud Atlas is so there's 6 stories in Cloud Atlas, but one in particular that I know we both love is the story of the pianist or the composer who goes to work for the pianist, and he's gay, but it takes place in like, I don't know, before that was even remotely acceptable.
That's Oscar worthy. That's the movie that get best picture.
We always say that could be a film by itself.
But all of them could. You know, Somni 451.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like that's Matrix. Like that is where they.
Yeah, so it's the Wachowskis, director of Matrix.
That's how they got it. Like I love fucking Jim Broadbent's story.
Yeah. Oh, that's
genius. There's one I remember I was never into.
You didn't like The Ship.
The Ship is not great.
But The Ship is great because it ties into his story, the pianist, because in the pianist's story, he's reading a book that was never finished, and the book was written by a lawyer aboard a passage ship, and he was dying, and that lawyer is the other story. And the lawyer dies before
I get what you're
saying. He doesn't
saying,
die,
but I think the ones I was always less interested in were the first one and the last one.
Which is the last one?
The last one is...
Oh, Tom Hanks when he's all old.
And like Hugh Grant is like fucking...
Yeah. You know who's really weird in it? The guy from The Matrix and Lord of the Rings and stuff. Hugo Weaving. He's very weird.
He's really good.
No, he's great, but he plays all the weird characters. He plays a woman in one of them. Remember that?
Oh,
the asylum one.
It turns into One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah. And he's...
That's it. There's a great shot in that story though where a guy punches a dude.
Oh, the tooth, yeah.
And the camera follows the tooth into a glass. So or another shot where... These are the 2 that stick out to me that I always wish they did more of, but it's just so hard to do. Where a car sideswipes this woman and her car flies off the bridge.
Oh yeah.
And as her car doesn't spin, it just goes straight down, but the camera spins around the car and it ends up behind her head as it goes vertically into the water. And that's the bit that the credits
probably have to. Have you seen The Matrix?
Yeah. I prefer this personally.
Matrix is a T2 for me. It's Terminator.
I mean, Matrix.
I didn't grow up.
Matrix changed cinema, but
I didn't grow up.
I don't think anything of it. I don't care for it.
Okay.
I think it's fantastic. Obviously.
What's next? Your number 2?
Yeah, that was my number 3. Sorry, I'm back in the recording thing. Let me just find my number 2. Primer.
I haven't seen it.
Primer.
Hey, it's only like an hour 20 minutes. I feel like I could just.
It's an hour 20 minutes. I watch it all the time. This is Shane Carruth's time travel film. So, this film is the interesting one because this one is regarded as 2001 A Space Odyssey of today. And that's like, I've seen that in more than one review. Roger Ebert gave it a 4 stars, but fuck him, I don't care about him. This film has always been scientifically praised as if there's a way to do time travel, this is it. Like, isn't that insane? So the guy, let me give you a bit of backstory because I don't...
I know a little bit of the premise, actually.
No, I'm going to give you backstory on director Shane Carruth. Shane Carruth was a software engineer turned filmmaker in college, and he made this film, Primer, for $8,000, shot it all on film. He is the director, writer, editor, composer, starring, producer, art designer. He is everything about this film. It was made with the cast is probably like max like 6 people. It was shot. It is poorly lit. The audio's not great. It's out of focus a lot, but the story is mind blowing.
Yeah.
The story is like, oh my god, the story. I can't even find any words for it. The story is like life-affirmingly incredible. The fact that a film can convey what this film conveys is just.
No, I have to watch it. That's why I was like, I didn't want to do this list because I wanted to watch Primer.
Yeah, Primer would have been.
I never got around to
I don't know. It might have been an honorable mention. It might not even have made that. It might have been your number 1. I really don't know. It is just like you could never ever. Nobody, even the smartest man on earth, even Shane Carruth probably could not watch this film and get it in one go. Yeah. You need repeat viewings, because it takes place over like 6 different timelines, and you never know which one it is. It's a time travel film, by the way. I don't know if I said that. But I don't have much else to say about it without spoiling anything. I don't even think I could spoil it. So I'm stopping because that was my number 2. So Michael's going to do his 5 through 3 or something. 4, 3, and 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 4, I don't think you've seen.
Okay.
It's Spielberg.
Oh.
It's a little like no one. It always upsets me when no one mentions it, and I'm like, people forget he made that movie, and it is.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I have not seen this. Close. I have it on DVD. I'll give you a lend of it.
Please do, because I see this everywhere.
It's.
You know what's interesting within the film community.
Like, it's so smart. Like
okay, I have no idea.
As in the fact that at that stage, aliens are just evil.
Is it?
Everyone thinks aliens are
this
evil.
is still in like the cartoony time of Aliens, where they were only ever one type of thing, like Mars Attack aliens. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those kind of guys.
And
is this like the picture that changed it?
What I've seen of Arrival that's coming out in November is a rip-off of.
Really?
I was like,
I know.
Everyone's like, oh, it looks so original. I was like, that's Close Encounters. It's communicating with aliens. That's.
So wait, is it similar to E.T.?
As in the Spielberg tone, as in the whole Rich Dreyfuss.
Is it kids?
No. Oh, there is kids. There's all that like suburban America.
Right.
Like, it's really
That's
Spielberg.
Great. I love that.
Richard Dreyfuss is in it.
Which came first?
Ages.
E.T. or?
Oh shit! Sorry. I think Close Encounters was first. I'm gonna look it up. Close Encounters. I think Close Encounters came out the same year as Star Wars.
It did, yeah, because they both go on holidays. Spielberg and George Lucas go on holidays whenever their films are released because they don't want to see it.
And he went to see, they made up Camera Raiders, didn't they?
Yes, that is a great story ever. While you're looking this up, I'm going to tell that story. George Lucas, while releasing Star Wars, was probably on the verge of committing suicide because he fucking was... If you ever want to watch a cool story, go look at the making of Star Wars. George Lucas had a fucking heart attack. Him and Spielberg are best buddies, and they go on holidays whenever one of their films are released, I believe, to get away from all the reviews and stuff, or something like that. And while on holidays, Spielberg confessed to Lucas that he wanted to make a James Bond film. Yeah. And Lucas said, I've got something better. And they came up with Indiana Jones. They didn't come up with it, he already had it.
Last Ark, yeah.
And then they made that, and that's Spielberg's.
Like, I'm looking, it's 1977.
What was E.T.? Is it after that? 80s, wasn't it?
It's the 80s, I would have thought, that's what I thought of E.T.
Right.
But, anyway, what the fuck, Close Encounters is like, it's like, every movie I watch, I always have a memory of it, as in nostalgia. Yeah. I could watch a movie tonight, it'll be nostalgia for me in a couple of 10 years.
I get that.
So it's not like, it doesn't mean I'm only picking because it's the nostalgia of it.
But you just go,
it's just, it's kind of feel, Like, it's hard to describe. It's kind of like in The Martian where everyone comes together and this.
It's a feel good film, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's quite feel good.
Okay, that's good.
And
is it like there's no major conflict in it?
well, there is between kind of like countries or what's happening kind of thing, but like there's not really. It's just really.
There's no like.
Richard Dreyfuss is so good, and some of the shots are incredible in it. And then, but like everything about Richard Dreyfuss, he's the funny one in Jaws. That's what most people know.
Oh yeah.
And it's brilliant. I can't like say much about it.
I need to watch it because
everywhere.
You said people don't really appreciate it much.
I don't think they do.
But within the filmmaking community, which is pretty much all...
Whenever they go Spielberg's best, people don't even mention
I just see it everywhere. I see that shot of the kid, it is from Close Encounters, all the orange light coming through the doorway.
The little boy, yeah.
I see that everywhere.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Okay, so that's your number 3?
No, that's my number 4.
Oh.
Number 3. Now, my next 3 movies are literally my favourite movies of all time.
Wow.
Like, that's like every movie I see with sci-fi, I'm like, that's probably my favourite movies.
Okay.
Number 3 is 2001: Space Odyssey. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. I see where we're going. I have not seen this.
I have a weird...
That's the theme of
I have that
me on this
nostalgia
podcast.
again. I remember I was sick one day and I watched it and I had no clue. I wanted to turn it off. I was really bored.
Wow.
Then and then, so I remember I was sick, I watched it. Then had no clue what was going on.
Okay.
And I've seen it 3 times since then.
Okay.
I've watched it 4 times.
You've only seen it 4 times?
I've seen it 4 times. It's a tough movie to watch. Like, you'd watch
That's
it
fair.
maybe once.
Okay, I started it and I was so into it, but it was very late at night and I fell asleep and have not gone back since.
The thing about 2001 was, I kind of recommend someone watching it, like reading what everything happens and then watching it.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think it's really hard to get what's happening in it.
Well, like, for me personally, I would love to figure it out.
Yeah, no, that's how I watched it. I figured it out. I think I was kind of thinking about it, I was like, if someone knew what was happening, they'd love it even more.
That's interesting.
Everything about it. The whole social commentary of IBM and like their connection with the whole movie, everything.
My goodness, I had no idea it was actually like. I just thought it was like random images.
No, the music is incredible. The music's
the music's probably the best film soundtrack ever.
Well, yeah, it's not original.
I knew this music from Toy Story.
Probably like
it's ripped off and everything.
Yeah, it's HAL 9000 is the best villain ever.
Yeah, I know that.
The plot is genius if you really get into it. I think everyone else it's pretentious.
But my favourite thing about the film, having not seen it, is the idea that the writer said that if anyone ever understands this film, I failed. That's terrifying.
But then I think someone, I don't know if it was the writer or Kubrick said, "Oh, that's bullshit." No, there's one of them said it.
Oh, really?
They're like, "Oh no, don't talk about my movie like that." Like as if like, there's obviously a message.
Dude.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Everything, the spinning of the ship, him running up and down. Do you ever see that shot of your man running?
I love that shot.
Incredible. How the hell did that happen?
Also,
the shot of the floating pen. Genius.
One of the best transitions of all time, which I think I believe I saw the bone spinning to the ship spinning.
It's so clever.
The ship doesn't spin.
Like I'd never show anyone that doesn't like if you're just a random moviegoer, I would never show you Tesla.
Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like I hate people.
The last 10 minutes.
Wait. Can I just say I hate people who say that you're stupid for not liking it and stuff. Like that's.
Oh no, Tesla one like you don't like it. Okay.
Like you're probably right.
Like, yeah.
I haven't seen it. I shouldn't say that, but it's just like about any film.
I have an obsession with it. I've never looked at it.
You do. You tell me about it a lot, which I love.
I have a little obsession with it.
Okay. Yeah.
The use of aliens is the use of.
Oh, the monolith.
What the creature is.
The monolith scares the fuck out of me.
Genius.
The monolith, just the image.
I can't say any more about it. It's like I'd love seeing cinema. It's a bucket list. I need to see that movie in the cinema.
Oh, we missed that.
We missed it. Yeah.
We missed. That was we were
like
the first year. I would have started crying.
But I know people won't like it.
That'll come around.
I have friends that I'd watch it and they would hate it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones. It has a brilliant trailer. The re-release trailer that is genius.
Really? I didn't think trailers were good back then.
Oh no, it's a re-release.
In a world.
It's a re-release, and the shot of the astronauts on everything everything rips it off. HAL 9000's been ripped off 10,000 times. I can't say any more about it.
Oh, there was a really recent rip-off of... Oh, no, excuse me, that's embarrassing because I mentioned it earlier that I loved it. There was a great video essay that compared HAL 9000 to Scarlett Johansson and her. I was going to say ripped it off, but it didn't.
No, I didn't rip it off.
Even like visually.
Anyway, then my number 2
I know this one.
Is 2 movies. So I'm going to say Alien and Aliens is 1 movie. Like
Alien and Aliens is your number 2.
Yeah, like they're 1 movie.
I don't know your number 1 then. I thought Alien was your number 1. Okay, so this is the interesting one because I watched Alien the other day because I know I love it.
Literally like that's you think 2001's an obsession. Alien. I get a feeling watching. I know this about any movie.
I know this about you because Alien. You showed me Aliens. We watched that before at your house.
Because it's more accessible. I think.
Yeah, and I liked Aliens, and then I watched Alien the other night, and I kept making a joke to Michael, pretending like it was a really bad film, but it is fucking phenomenal.
It's brilliant.
I didn't put it anywhere on my list. It's not my number one. Don't get excited because you were going to talk about it. I didn't want to ruin that.
Like Alien, I've always heard about. Like, oh, this. My dad's always like Alien. Oh yeah, I went to see it in the cinema or whatever, and I'm oh. Like, what is this? I remember it was the first movie I watched that I ever like was like, oh my god, like that's a movie. Like, do you know what I mean? I've seen tons of movies.
I have something really interesting to say, and you might not agree with this about Alien. Just as like an outsider watching this so many years later, I think in Alien only like 5 things happen.
Oh, it's slow,
and the rest is just terrifying build up.
Suspense. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the scene specifically when for example, the first scene when they're trying to find the alien that came out, that was attached to his face. That image of
so good, isn't it?
Oh my god, when I watched that film and I saw John Hurt, I was like, who's John Hurt in this? I was like, oh god, I just remember it came out in like the 1700s. That's John Hurt. Like, he's so young in it.
It's really clever too that
image of
that's quite a psycho moment. Oh, he's probably one of the main characters. Nope.
Oh my god, yeah. The image of that thing attached to his face scares the fuck out of me. But when they're looking
for blood, like
when it's going through the ship, that's what I mean. Like by only 5 things happening, like that's a long ass moment. That could have just been like, oh, the acid's gone, it melted away. But they chase the acid down like 4 floors and find it. And
the reason I actually really watched Alien was I remember I was in Universal. I think it was actually Disney Hollywood Studios in Florida, and you go through. It was a tour of the movies, and we go through Wizard of Oz, and it came to Alien, and it was Sigourney Weaver with a gun in her hand, her eyes going back and forth, and it was an alien in the hall, and you're obviously looking at that, and then an alien dropped from the roof, and everyone started screaming. I was like, this looks like the best movie ever.
That's
the set was, that set of the halls.
The set design.
It's
that room
and that music, that like and like the
oh my god,
it's such a good movie. Ripley's one of the best heroes. And I'm obviously going to talk about Alien because I actually do prefer Alien over Aliens. I'm not like one person. Aliens is one of the best action movies. It's the best.
You know what?
Action
Someone
movie.
said something really good before. I can't remember who.
Every line. Game over, man.
They said no one can follow up a James Cameron film.
It's true.
So like T2 and Aliens, they've never been so good. Now Neil
two
Blomkamp,
of the best movies. Two of the best movies.
Neil Blomkamp is helming the new Alien film, along with Ridley Scott helming his own, along with Ridley Scott doing Prometheus 2. So.
But this just,
wait! Now that I've watched it, what's your opinion on Prometheus?
I like Prometheus.
You do?
Very much, yeah.
I really like it a lot more now, without having watched it again recently, but having seen Alien. What a cool idea for a film.
I like Prometheus. I think it's a bit of a mess sometimes, but I do like it.
Wait, how does Prometheus end? There's like a post-credit scene.
Prometheus ends with the xenomorph being formed, the alien.
The one that jumps out of him?
No, not the facehugger.
Oh, I need
No, because it's like a mixture of human, that like drippy blood makes the alien, which then turns into she gets pregnant with an alien, which turns into a facehugger, who then falls in what are the yolks called? The soldiers, the big white yolks.
Oh, I can't remember their name.
The builders or something.
The engineers.
Engineers.
What a great name.
So the whole idea of it was that he said was it's like 5 species coming together to build this one thing. So we build the xenomorph.
That's cool.
At the end of the day.
That's really cool. I was confused about something, not that it was poorly explained, I just didn't get it. The thing that comes out of him, is that like the massive alien that's hunting them?
Yeah.
So that grows really quickly?
Really quickly. So the facehugger, so the engineers, well, not really.
The thing that was on his face,
so
put it in his...
Yeah, remember went down his throat?
Oh my god!
So the fact that isn't what is I'm afraid of. I'm like, oh, thank God I'll never get pregnant. The fact that John Hurt got pregnant in that movie, that is the most terrifying thing.
That is really
I've never
scary.
been more, I was like, oh my God, he got technically
so Michael's never going to get face fucked by
I'm never getting face fucked.
But that scene,
sitting at the dinner table.
You know what's the best thing? I did not know when that happened.
Oh really?
Because I thought it happened, you know the long shot of them like walking around the room and he's on the operating table?
Yeah.
And they're looking
for the alien. Happened then?
I thought it came out in the wide shot.
Oh no!
I did not know it happened at the dinner table.
It's so calm.
The editing in that scene, that for me is like the psycho moment.
You know what's gonna happen. Everyone knows, even when you the blood.
I knew
but
it
still,
was
oh my God, that just happened.
And the shot of it coming out is just so scary.
And
didn't they not?
The twist of Ash is really good.
The what?
The robot. It's a great twist.
Oh yeah. I knew that too. Oh, I love Ian.
Ash is the robot. Ash is the motherfucking robot. And he's like shoving the porn magazine down her mouth.
Oh God, that's so scary.
So clever.
Anyway,
and
then he
explodes. I feel like I'm gonna talk about Alien. I do want to talk about Aliens, but it's not enough time. But
okay, that's
two of them are just the best. Best films.
So it's back to my number one.
Yeah. Come on, yeah, no one.
My number one science fiction film of all time.
I don't even know what it is.
Is a little flick called Coherence.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Coherence, your favorite?
It's not even on your list, right?
No, it's not on the mention.
I knew you would forget about it. It's okay. So yeah, well, Coherence as a filmmaker, as a person who just loves it all. Coherence is like my dream come true, but even just as what I appreciate for sci-fi. So sci-fi is both of our favorite genres, but for me, I love a sci-fi film that makes me think. Another Earth, Primer, Coherence,
Origins.
War of the Worlds. No, I'm joking. War of the Worlds is probably the only exception on my list to that, but Coherence is the most like thought-provoking film I've ever seen. I've watched it 5 times over the weekend.
I've watched it about 4 times.
No, I mean in the past 3 days.
Really?
Every time I watch it, I get something new out of it.
It's really scary.
Do you like it?
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
So, for example,
it's one of those ones where you go to someone, do you know what this movie's about? And you're like,
I was just about to say
what this is about?
I texted my buddy last night and I said, hey, watch this film, Coherence, an hour and a half long, it's on Netflix, check it out. He watched it. He turned off his phone. He didn't turn off his phone. He would have been texting me the whole way through because he always texts me, and then I didn't get a text from him for a whole hour and a half. And I was like, yes, I got him. An hour and a half later, I get a text and he says, hey, you want to have lunch tomorrow and talk about Coherence?
I was really confused at the end the first time I watched it.
What I'm trying to say is...
Why was I ever confused?
What I'm trying to say is that I love... the reason I love sci-fi is a film that makes me think. So naturally my number one would be the film that's made me think more than any other. This film, I will never stop thinking about it.
It's brilliant.
There is no end to its possibilities, and I will never...
See,
we can't say a goddamn thing about the plot either, which kind of
the way I was always like, it was like, it's a cool little flick. That's the way I always looked at it.
Okay, that's
which
totally
is a fair...
fair.
Yeah.
It's totally
the
fair.
Plot is genius. When I realised what the plot was unfolding as... the plot, you can literally just say, 6 people at a dinner table.
Yeah, I said that. I was like, it's a dinner party, and then it's not a dinner party anymore.
Yeah, and something happens.
But I want the thing that propels that beyond just being your average film, and you know how it's made, presumably.
Oh yeah, the whole idea of...
Yeah. So what they did was the director rented a camera, a Canon 5D. Sitting on the table beside me is a Canon 1200D. Not that much better. He rented 2 cameras, I think 3 in fact. He got 7 actors together. He wrote 7 pages of notes, handed a note to each actor on their backstory, their motivations, what they were to achieve by the end of the day. They shot for 5 days, no script. The actors had no idea what was going to happen. They came over for a dinner party. They were told, you're married to this person, do it. They sat down beside their lovers. They sat down, and the director and his team just start living this thing for them. So like they don't tell them what to do. For example, there was one point where so shit starts to go down, the power shuts off at one point. It's that kind of a flick, and there was one bit where the director handed 2 notes to people. One said leave the house, the other said do not let anyone leave the house.
Yeah.
It's that kind of stuff. All improvised dialogue.
It's clever. Like the whole idea is clever.
I mean, I would say
really
beyond
satisfying ending. I love a good ending. I think it's about
Sci-fi is a great one for its endings. Sci-fi is really fun. I feel like when you make a sci-fi film, you start with the ending, right?
Yeah, I get it.
And I appreciate that so much as a filmmaker. Like since I been watching it all these times, I've been really thinking about developing a film like that, because like it's what a brilliant way. That's a very similar way to the Blair Witch Project, how that was made.
Yeah.
And it's a very similar kind of feeling you get from it. Because I could draw parallels between the feelings of those 2 films. First of all,
it's terrifying.
In both films, you do not have any idea what's going to happen, and I do think that's because of how they made it. Like both stories are pretty crazy, but like Coherence specifically, I'm not talking about Blair Witch Project anymore, but you just have no idea where it's going, and neither do they, which is so cool.
No, it's a brilliant movie.
It's a brilliant movie, and it has one of the best lines. You know, if there are a million different realities, I have slept with your wife in every single one. What a great line.
That's a good list.
Yeah, that's me done. That's Coherence, my number 1.
Okay, my number 1.
I'm so excited. I have no idea what this is. I thought it was Alien.
It's Signs. Nah, you're just gonna get annoyed with me, but I asked you so many times, is this camera? I don't care. Like, I don't even care if it doesn't fit.
Alright, hit me with it.
The Empire Strikes Back is literally the most perfect movie. It's perfect. Everything about it. It's the most quotable.
Okay.
The sets are brilliant. The acting is brilliant. I don't care who says. Everyone says Mark Hamill's dodgy. He used to act alongside Tauntauns, Yoda, a man in a mask. He's no one to act alongside.
Does this incorporate? Is your number 1 incorporating all the Star Wars films?
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, fair.
It's the best.
But Empire's your favorite.
It's my favorite. It's the one. It's the best movie of all time. It literally had so much high expectations. It exceeded them. Had the best twist of all time. It leaded everyone leaving going, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, because Empire's the one that ends with the big fucking cliffhanger.
The twist. HAL 9000, is he the best villain of all time? No, he's not. He's Darth Vader.
Yeah,
fucking Darth
certainly
Vader.
not the most iconic.
Yoda is my favourite character in Star Wars. I live my life as Yoda. Like, he's genius. My Twitter is...
riddled with Yoda.
Yeah, it's Yoda. It's always Yoda.
So
it's everything.
funny.
Han Solo is one of the best characters. Their relationship, Han Solo, Princess Leia.
Oh, speaking of great improvised lines.
Oh, I know. I have a shirt that says I know on it. It's the most...
It's
the smartest dialogue. The best story. The story's so smart. Like, everything about it. That whole movie. The Battle of Hoth. Genius. Dagobah. Genius. The asteroid scenes. Genius. The Cloud City is some of the most brilliant 40 minutes it flies. You literally don't even realise how like in the space of it, Yoda has that...
Did you say 40 minutes?
That whole like Cloud City of Yoda and everything.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Yoda's literally Yoda, the Yoda scene happens, then I know happens, then Darth Vader's reveal movie ends.
Oh my god.
That's so, what else do I have to say? Empire Strikes Back. I'm done. It's the fucking Empire Strikes Back. If I have to marry someone, they have to see Empire Strikes Back. I don't mind if they don't
they're
like
going to say you married Leia.
I don't mind if they don't like it. I've met Carrie Fisher. We're in love.
Yeah.
I don't mind if they don't like it.
Bless her.
But they need to see it. They need to know that it exists.
I only watched it recently because I'm an uncultured swine who doesn't watch any movies that you'll learn from this podcast.
It's like the most unboring movie. Like, it flies.
Unboring. It flies like Darth Vader.
And Return Jedi...
We're going to have actually a Star Wars podcast soon because Rogue One's coming out, baby. Please. So that's our list. This podcast is 7 hours long, so I got to edit.
The fucking Empire Strikes Back.
It's fucking coherence, dude. That was a good list. I'm really happy. I've got films to watch. I hope.
Oh, look, the original Star Wars is brilliant also, can I just say.
Yeah, well, that's my favourite. That's my personal favourite.
And The Force Awakens is brilliant.
Yeah.
And Return Jedi is...
And the rest are good.
Revenge of the Sith's good. The other two are...
Yeah.
I don't want to end on that. It's the fucking Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Empire Strikes Back. Coherence. I love movies. Sci-fi's best. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. All two of you.
Nicolas Cage.